All right, I need to test the audio. Seems like the audio is good. We're also going to get this up on the screen. Let's go ahead and update this super chat goal really quick. All right, I think we're good. I just want to make sure that everything's fine here. Perfect. All right. So let's give it a couple of minutes. Get some people in here, I guess, and we will get started soon. If you guys want to join me on Kick, we'll definitely make that more of an exclusive stream or continue the Kick stream for maybe like 30 minutes after. I think that'll be a good thing to do, just to continue to do that. But let me make sure everything is okay before we get started here. I think the title is messed up. Not the title on this, but the title is messed up on my Kick stream. All right. How's everybody doing today? So we got Turtleneck Sweater. Good morning, Matt. Why is the metaverse a big part of SHIB? What purpose does it serve? So for metaverses in general, it's supposed to serve some sort of purpose to make more of a virtual experience. And a lot of times, what you can have within these metaverses is you can build, games. So say like let's just create a virtual experience. And I hope that this is the case, but I would imagine that you would need a lot of money in order to go this route. But let's just say that you're in a virtual experience. Let's say you're traveling through, the SHIB metaverse. And through the SHIB metaverse, each person has a plot of land. What they can do with this plot of land could be advertising their business, could be creating their own property, could be, creating a game, right? That people enter and play this game. It could be something that's really like an immersive experience, just like you walking around and being able to go into stores or being able to choose to play Xbox or PlayStation or whatever. You would be able to do all of that stuff within there. It doesn't necessarily serve an absolute purpose because you can do that in real life. But what it does is create a different experience that people may be interested in. Now, I'm not so sure how in depth this metaverse will go or will be, but I don't think it will be that in depth, especially looking at how much money that Meta is putting into creating a metaverse or creating the technology and the equipment to enter the metaverse type of thing. Thank you for subscribing, Tagore. I'm saying your name right. Thank you for subscribing. But yeah, as you're entering the metaverse or whatever, it may not be the same experience as what you would have with a Meta, right? Meta is creating this overall experience that you can go and play games and be a part of and travel virtual worlds and all this other stuff. But also, if you look at the overall cost, you're looking at money that they're putting into the devices to run in the metaverse or to run the metaverse. However, the actual software and different things that you're building, that's not necessarily as costly, right? It's not going to cost as much. You just have to pay developers and people to maintain it, servers and all that stuff. So It's interesting, right? The metaverse is definitely interesting. I don't know how much of a purpose it will have for Shiba Inu itself. I mean, you want to look at the metaverse as being able to use that cryptocurrency as a form of payment. Um, and in my eyes, anytime I see a metaverse, I'm always like, all right, well, they're going to create virtual banks that you can go and attach your bank to. And when you attach your bank to it, you can now withdraw or buy any other cryptocurrency that you want. It's basically like walking into a physical exchange type of thing. So it could be very interesting, but again, it could also not be that. And we end up having something in our minds as like this big picture of what it's going to be, but it ends up not being even close to that. So um, I'm looking at it as something that's, you know, way lower level than what I expect from like a Disney or a Meta or an Apple or something like that, right? To create their metaverses, but we'll see. Pond coin to the moon. What's happening with pond coin? Pond coin. So apparently, pond coin is up about 69%, 69.64%. Seeing the volume actually down 25% on the day, and seeing the overall circulating supply at about 100%, which is, let's see, million, billion, trillion, 22 trillion total. I don't know why they would be up so high without seeing any type of, volume increase. So that's kind of weird unless you're seeing 100% of the volume being by volume, but you know that that's not the case. So it's a little bit weird to see that the volume is down by 26%, but the overall price is up by 51%. Something has to be happening with this position. You have 11,400 holders within it. You are seeing, really not crazy on the wallets. I mean, you have I don't know why you have a lot of wallets around close to the same amount, but you do have these top three wallets which are around 1.5%, and that's not bad at all. So that's not something that would be a concern, but I'm definitely wondering why we're seeing an increase, but then also seeing a decrease in the volume. An increase that much means you need to see a lot of volume that happens. It's a change up from normal, unless things grew in the last day and now we're starting to see it kind of come back a little bit, which it's looking like in the last 24 hours we are seeing that it did increase, but it has been stair stepping up. So um, it must be the right time, I guess. I don't know. It looks like it's way higher than where it did start, and it will stay at that point for quite some time. So um, yeah, I don't know if it's to the moon, but definitely making a little bit of a move. How many markets? Looks like it has 7 markets, mainly Uniswap, MEXE, and OpenOcean. So majority of the volume is happening through Uniswap version 3, $19.8 million. Um, that's something that has to be kind of explored to see why and where and how, you know? We got 53 people here, guys. If you haven't had a chance to hit that like button, please do so. It does help out with growth and all that stuff. I appreciate everybody that's here. We got about 10 likes and 52 people. Um, I know it will. Uh, I know it will put what high again when the Shibarium launch. I know it will go up higher when the Shibarium launch happens. I definitely think that that's the case. Um, can you make a video about Shibaverse? I bought land, but I have no idea what I can do with it. You can't do anything with it right now at this point.
Commando Spawn donated $2 through Super Chat. Where do you see XRP in 3 years?
Commando Spawn, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that a lot. I gotta change that text up there. For some reason, the text still says $2. It's actually $1 for text to speech. Let's see, $1. It's $1 for text to speech, not $2. Give me a second, and then we'll There we go. So where I see XRP in the next 3 years. So 3 years is a long time. I expect to see a decent sized pump. Now I'm trying to be more realistic when it comes to XRP, like very, very realistic. I understand how even some of the most aggressive predictions can also be realistic depending on what happens. Now, if we're just looking at standard growth and what I'm trying to see without, diving into like, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if this happens? Because there's so many different things that could create an infinite amount of scenarios. Um, when I look at XRP and I see the market cap, I'm looking at a minimum of a $200 billion market cap, minimum. So within the next year, depending on if we're going to see the market continue, or actually not continue to thrive because it's been down recently, but thrive and get up to a 1.5, $2 trillion market cap, all these other levels that we really want to see create more bullish momentum. Hopefully the start of 2023 or the end of 2023, I would love to see that. Um, um, but when we get into that level or the beginning of 2024, I expect to see a minimum of that $200 billion market cap. Now, depending on how much they have in circulating supply at that time, which they continue to introduce more, let's just say that we're looking at about a $4 price is what I'm hoping for, $4 to $5 price. And I hope it's way past that. Let's just say that that's the case. I know it can go a lot further. But if we're talking about 3 years, we're adding on something extra to it.
Me donated £1.99 through Super Chat. Hi Matthew, what's your thoughts on YGG?
Well, thank you for the super chat. By the way, let's go ahead and look at YGG in a 1 second. Let's look this up. Yeah, thank you for that super chat. I greatly appreciate it. So Yield Guide Games, hopefully this is the position that you're talking about. It's currently up 13% or 14%. Now, just to throw out there, anytime I see something that's up this much, I'm not going to just go out and buy it as I see maybe an opportunity. Even if I do see opportunity for short term, like a day trade or a swing trade or something like that, I'm still not going to just purchase that position because of the fact that it is up so much. Now, if you see so much opportunity, yes, I'm going to wait for a retracement. I will purchase it if I do see that opportunity, but it has to find a way to retrace. So currently it's at about 62 cents. We're seeing this at $164 million market cap with about $483 million worth of volume. Now that's very, very interesting to see this much, down 28%, meaning that we saw a lot more volume yesterday. The one thing that will worry me, and you probably already know this if you have watched my channel, I'm worried about the circulating supply. Seeing 26% of the circulating supply means that it has the ability to be diluted. And the good thing is the fact that it has a lot of money flowing through it, even though it could be diluted to about $1 billion or $1 billion supply rather than the 262 million. It gives it that much more, right? It gives it a lot more room for growth. And good thing we're not seeing this in the billions. Now, when it comes to the markets that are available, you have 56 markets that are available here, 56 different pairings, meaning that it does have some popularity, seeing a lot of volume that's happening on Binance, through USDT and US or BUSD. So it does show that it has quite a bit of popularity. If I go into the holders, 19,500 holders, I would kind of expect a little bit more, but I guess since it is only at $100-something million market cap, that sort of makes sense. But with the amount of money that's going into it, it just makes sense how you would have so many, you would have more holders there. So you have 46% of the coins or the tokens into a multi-sig wallet, which I'm not really the biggest fan of having a massive amount of coins in one area. However, a lot of it is not introduced. So it makes sense to have those somewhere before they do get introduced to the total supply that is there, or current supply that is there. You do have 20%, 23% that's in a contract address there. and 7% that's actually in an open wallet. That's not something that I like to see. Having 7%, 3% that are in open wallets, that means that you have a big impact here of about $44.6 million here. So if they decide to do something, I'm not saying that they will. It's always something that doesn't really sit well with me when they have it. Now, it should be normalized that we do accept maybe a little bit more of a percentage, but since there's so many like rug pulls and things that are going on in the markets, it makes it difficult to accept that you have 7% that's held by an open wallet. That's why. It's not because we just won't trust a cryptocurrency project because of that. It's because of all the other projects that have shown if somebody has 7% or 10% or 20%, that they don't do the best thing with it. So we want to make sure that people are not holding as much, which does suck because if you're the creator of the project, you want to be able to hold some value in it and be able to say that one, you created it, two, you hold a decent amount of it to show, that, one, you're successful there, but you're also, trying to show that you own some assets, right? And if you created it, but you don't own any of it, what do you really gain from it? So it's kind of weird the way we look at that, but you don't want any investors to, be rug pulled there in any way. So I understand where you're coming from or where they're coming from there, and most people. So, anyways, it looks good. It looks decent. It looks legit. Um, but again, I would be worried about the circulating supply as well as an investor, the circulating supply as well as the 7% that's held there. So Yield Guide Games is a decentralized autonomous organization that invests in virtual world non-fungible tokens. Um, the organization's objective is to develop the world's largest virtual economy, um, optimizing its assets to maximize utility and share revenues with its stakeholders. World's largest virtual economy. That sounds like something that I just explained, talking about a metaverse, creating that virtual economy to where people are spending money, going to different places, and being able to do different things with it. Um, uh, EO Games has built a community of players and investors who make money by investing in NFTs used in virtual worlds and blockchain-based games. People became more eager to participate in play-to-earn games due to the pandemic, which helped the platform grow in popularity. Now, how long has this been around? Let's check the movement and what the highest market cap has been. So we've seen this up to about a $10 price point, $10 a $10.40 price point. It did kind of create a descending double top, let's say. It did decrease here, but let's check the market cap. So it doesn't look like the market cap really took it's not like they added a crazy amount of coins, but typically any type of play to earn or any type of coins that you get, when you are playing a game, those are not really the best for me when I'm an investor, on the outside looking in. Like if I'm trying to buy it and others are gaining it for free as they're playing a game, that's not really the best situation for me, at least as an investor from the outside. If you're an investor from the inside, doing all that stuff, one, buying it and then also being able to play the game to get it, it's a different story. So it doesn't look like it had any major dilution, let's actually check the recent price. So not major dilution. We have seen a little bit of dilution somewhere around here, but not crazy dilution if we go back and forth. Maybe some around here too. Um, but yeah, it looks legit. I mean, I'm not. It looks like a good investment if you um if you find the right strategy with it. So, I mean, right now where it's at 61 cents, it still looks like it could have a massive impact. You could have a lot of growth. It's just the issue with the circulating supply. Will they find a way to introduce that? Will it, get that much traction or have that much traction to where it does bring out more and more of the circulating supply, or more of the total supply? So, yeah. Thank you for that super chat, though. Thank you for both super chats. Appreciate it. Hey, Matt, how long have you been in the crypto space? So I've been in the crypto space for about 3 years at this point, not really long. I started. It's not probably not even 3 years. It's at maybe like 2.5 or something. I invested. I invested before Doge in a couple of things, but it's only kind of peer pressure that made me want to get in there. But it wasn't. I wasn't really a fan of the crypto market. The reason why is because it was too much volatility, and that came from somebody that was, a day trader and still day trades and likes volatility, looks for the things that are moving the most. Um, and so for cryptocurrency, it was like you kind of wanted to swing trade it, you didn't want to day trade. And I don't really like a crazy amount of volatility when you're seeing a a swing trade, because it's just something where you could buy it at around $5,000. Let's say it's Bitcoin. Buy it around $5,000. It increases up to 20,000, and then it decreases back down to 2,000, which has happened before. And that's something where you're swing trading it, and maybe you want to take that profit, or maybe you want to let it live and see larger gains. Um, but obviously, if you're seeing that type of a gain, you better find a way to take some profits, or take your initial investment at that point. But yeah, about 2.5 years, let's say. I got heavy in it when it was around Doge, where Doge was taking off, and that's where I started to kind of explore a lot more, on the crypto side of things. So it hasn't been long. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm not going to tell you that I'm an expert. I'm a person that dabbles in, crypto, and wanted to create a larger portfolio in crypto. And obviously, right now we're seeing, down parts of the market for the last year plus. Um, and I can't wait for things to hit more bullish momentum, but only time will tell, when that does happen. Guys, if you haven't had a chance to hit the like button, please do so. We got about 23 likes. We got 87 people that are here. I appreciate you guys for being here, and commenting, and the super chats, and the members, and the moderators, and all that stuff. I like watching Axie Infinity when it boomed. I didn't check it out. Good morning, everybody. Anybody in the chat jump in the pawn with me? I'm up 5x, and definitely delivered a win for the people. That's fantastic. I'm always excited when people can make money off of plays. Find these quick plays, make some money, and create quick profit taking strategies. I mean, that's just what it's all about. Everybody, like a for a great conversation with Matt. Yeah, definitely do that. Um, what gets me about what gets me about Shib, not necessarily you, but people tend to only talk about it after it runs. A little witch, um, wait, then people see that they buy in one, and the downtrend just noticing this. Um, yeah, I mean, that's usually how it goes. Like I try and mention it every now and then when it does run, that's just what it's all about. I mean, when you see the popularity, you see anything that is taking off, or any type of news around something that is popular, that has 1.3 million holders, or maybe even more, um, you want to talk about it. And I talked about it, I believe, 4 or 5 times this weekend. There was different things that we needed to mention, and I still think that's pretty much the topic of conversation pretty much all this month. That's why my thumbnail says the talk of the town, because it's something that's generating views. It's something that's generating traction within the crypto market. And I think it's a little bit step further, where we're kind of comparing it maybe to what Dogecoin did. If we can see that same level of push, that same level of popularity, that same level of volume of money that goes through the crypto market because of one position, that's something that could start more bullish momentum within the crypto market. Obviously, you have to see the markets trending in the right direction first. It's not something where you're going to see, Shiba Inu absolutely take off to a whole nother level, or XRP take off to a whole nother level and get the ruling that we all wanted. But the problem is that the market, you know, everything that ended up skyrocketing or increasing a little bit, plays catch up to the market, because the market is not doing it right now. And it sucks. It sucks to see that. But if Shiba Inu has that, Doge like outburst, we could see the bullish market really start. And we're waiting for that. But we don't know if it's going to be XRP. We don't know if it's going to be Pepe that does it. We don't know if it's going to be Shiba Inu with Shibarium. I don't know. But we're waiting to see what's going to push the market into a whole nother level. We're waiting. Warning: treat token isn't from Shiba. What? Wait, what are you talking about? Are you talking to somebody else? Or are you talking to me? It's taken me a while, but I've learned that once things make it to YouTube videos, it's not a great time for retail investors to get in, unfortunately. A lot of times I'm not telling people to purchase as well, because anytime that I see things that are running a hell of a lot, you're right. That's usually when people really start talking about it. I was talking about, like, I don't want to sit here and be like I was the only one that jumped on this train. I know there was a lot of people that jumped on this and made a ton of money from it. Um, I was the one that saw Terra Luna Classic before it started to run, before it started to make any type of moves. And then all of a sudden, it was up, and everybody else, one by one, started to create videos on what's happening with Terra Luna Classic. A lot of other people created one video saying how Terra Luna Classic is falling. And those videos didn't actually get the amount of traction that people thought it would get. It probably got a good, 2,000 views. For me, it got about 3,000 views or something like that. But then as I saw, the lower levels where Terra Luna Classic was, and I was creating live streams for it to say whether it was an opportunity or whatever, there was not many videos and not many live streams that were talking about it. And then, after it turned the corner, after it went from the bottom and, started to rise up and was up 100% from the bottom, then was up 200% from the bottom, a lot of people started to jump on that train. And that's just how it goes, right? If it makes it to mass YouTube, there is probably, you can find some that where it's one or two YouTube videos where somebody's talking about it. And then, you'll see the floodgates kind of open, and a lot of people will start to talk about it. So yeah, you're right. Once it gets to YouTube, once it gets to mass YouTube, I would say that's probably where it's not too late to invest, but you probably want to wait for a retracement before you end up making that move. I may have been a little bit early on Pepe as well, seeing that at $100 million market cap before it jumped up to a $1.6 billion market cap. But I also said that I wasn't purchasing it at that point, just because I didn't see all of the hype everywhere. I neglected a couple of places, neglected to look at a couple of places, which was Twitter, and I forget where else. I know Twitter was a big one. If I would have looked at the tweets that were going through, looked at the amount of traction that was going through it, then maybe I would have made that investment at 100 million, just as a quick investment, maybe like $200, and I probably would have turned that into a good couple of thousands of dollars at that point. But I didn't, because I didn't look in all places at that point. But there was a lot of people within that video that said, this does look like an opportunity for me. So they're gonna purchase it, and they ended up purchasing it when you did have a retracement. What's crazy is when I made that video, that was at a retracement point, and I noticed it, but I was like, it's not retracing enough. And even though it did retrace enough, I was just stubborn, I guess. Sometimes that happens. You realize when you make a mistake in quick gains. Guys, we have 115 people here. If you guys can hit the like button, get me up to 50 likes, 60 likes, something like that, I would greatly appreciate it. it does help out channel, helps out growth, all of that stuff. So please do so. Oh, replying to somebody else. Okay, perfect. I'm skipping things. Just pick your crypto wisely. You don't want to miss out when mass adoption / forced adoption, cashless society arrives. True, very, very true. Thanks, Matt, for answering my queries. You are really good in crypto. Well, thank you for saying that. I appreciate it. Where's the best? Where the best to buy Elmo ERC? Matt, how much are you holding? Are you due to do your usual portfolio update anytime soon? I should do my portfolio update sometime soon. I did my last portfolio update after I made a large bit of sells. But yeah, I should do a portfolio update. That's a good point. It's always been difficult because I'm always trying to find the thing that's going to, create a little bit more traction. The portfolio updates are just like updates, and they don't seem to get, a crazy amount of views. But I need to have that update just to stay transparent because I am a person that shows my positions rather than other ones that do not. But I'm holding 220,000 Elmo at the moment. The best place to buy Elmo, I don't know where the best place to buy it, depending on what you hold in. But apparently it's down by 18%. I saw this was back up to 0.008 or 80% of a penny at one time, sometime this weekend, right? Yeah, it was up to 80% of a penny, and now it's starting to retrace a little bit, seeing, a decent amount of volume that's going through there. Remember, you do have the market maker volume, but you are seeing a decent amount of volume that's going through. Either way, where's the best place to purchase it? Well, I would say the places that I would have access to buying it would be LBank or Bitmart. I don't know about Bitforex or CoinW. Now you can buy it on Uniswap as well, but you are going to pay, the fees, right? You have the taxes to where you are, and whenever you sell it, but then you also have the overall fee for Ethereum, and whatever that ends up being, whatever the gas fee is at the time, you might end up paying a higher amount than buying on an exchange. So Bitmart's probably the best place where I would purchase it if I needed to, but right now I'm not purchasing anymore at the current moment. Um, I never make any life-changing money from a coin I see YouTubers talk about first. I got into a Doge in 2019 and made money for life. Got into SHIB 8 months after their launch and made bags as well. Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to invest in the SHIB. What's crazy is a lot of these plays, I tend to gravitate towards a lot of the plays that people mention. I'll look at them and I'll go, okay, this does seem like something that's gaining popularity, and seeing some money that's going into it and looks good on Twitter and all this other stuff. Because before, people have mentioned this stuff to me. They mentioned SHIB to me when I was talking about Doge, when I first started talking about Doge, and people mentioned Doge to me when I was talking about AMC and the stock market and doing my normal day trades, which I was making a decent amount of money doing that, and I would still be doing that if I had the ability to day trade and not be listed as a pattern day trader, um, because my account is below 25,000 at this moment because AMC is decreased by so much. Um, but yeah, a lot of people have mentioned this to me before these things have blown up, and I've seen those comments, I've seen those chats where people are like, "Oh, you want to check out Doge?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know if I really have the time, or I don't want to check out crypto. I'm not really a big fan of crypto." And then all of a sudden, one day, I just, decided that I would look into Doge, and I was like, "You know what? I'll buy Doge." So I spent, I think it was $100, turned it into 800, took out 500. And put that into other cryptocurrency, which really started my journey, honestly. And then I realized I was like, all right, there's money in crypto. So and there's opportunity in crypto. It's not as volatile as I thought. So I took $16,000 and put it from, or took it out of AMC when it hit $20. I took my initial investment and then put that into crypto, and it really started that journey, ever since, and grew that from 16 to a high of like 70, and then has decreased a lot. And I've also taken out some of that. And I think right now I'm holding like, I don't know, maybe like 20 something, 24. Because one, have taken out cryptocurrency, but then also have had a lot of it decrease because of how the markets have been rolling. And I've been holding on to them for a while, and, you know, waiting for things, or averaging down, and all that stuff. So, yeah, I definitely know what you mean. There's again, a lot of YouTubers that will talk about it after it already has run quite a bit. So next time SHIB runs, you'll see the most conversations having on YouTube, or videos that are uploaded to YouTube when it's at its peak. That'll be the most videos. Oh, it's at its peak. It can go a lot further. No, no. It can, but it doesn't mean that it will. So relax a little bit. Um, this is the first time I've made real money in crypto. I have been consumed with the launch through Twitter since he announced he was launching a project. It's different than any other crypto I've seen. Fairest token distribution out there. Anti-whale mechanism, no pre-sale. It's been crazy. That's great. Thanks for all your explanations. No problem. John, cameraman, thank you for watching. I appreciate it. Elmo NFT staking. Something's going on with my glasses. I don't know what's happening with these glasses. What's playing songs? What's going on here? It's playing apparently it's playing Demi Lovato Heart Attack. Well, it was playing it. I don't know what's going on here. Turn my glasses off. That's the same for me too, Matt. I was doing day trading as well until a friend told me about Doge. I think the price was at 0.002 at the time. I wish it was at 0.002. For me, it was at 0.007, to where I put like $100 into it. It's time for a new prescription. These are not prescription at all. They're blue light glasses, or they protect against blue light, but they're also transition lenses, which I like them because um, a lot of times when I'm walking outside, it's sunny or whatever. It is. I mean, transition lenses don't really do that great in the sun, but when it is sunny, I'll have my sunglasses on. Then I go inside. I have to take them off. I don't have to do that with these at all, even though they're not prescription. And also, they're the Ray-Ban stories, so they record and have cameras in them. So if I wanted to record a moment that's going on with like Harper or Hayden, or on a roller coaster or something like that, I can record all these things. So um, I like them. I think this is the level that they want to get to for the, like Oculus glasses and metaverse glasses and all that stuff. And if that's the case, if they do end up getting to that point where it's more of I'm pretty sure that these are going to be more of an AR type of thing, where it's like a augmented reality, where you're technically, you know, seeing what's happening in the world, but you're seeing things that may be floating around to tell you what's there, kind of like the Tony Stark glasses, where you'll be able to. What would be cool is, instead of you just seeing what you're seeing, like they would be able to mirror what you would see. Um, and instead of you actually seeing out of here, you're just seeing kind of an image that's you can enhance. So if you wanted to look at something close up, you could zoom in to whatever you're looking at. Like if I start to squint, it's noticing my eyes, and then it'll zoom in so that I don't have to squint, type of thing. Like that would be cool. But we will see if that becomes a thing. I think it should be, but I don't know how you would end up doing that. It would have to be an image where you're not actually seeing um, what's happening. You're just seeing, kind of a screen technically, or something that's displaying right on your iris, retina, whatever they display on. You mentioned you would not purchase Elmo right now. Why is that? I'm asking because I'm thinking of buying more. Thank you. So the reason why I said I wouldn't purchase Elmo right now is because I don't have the money to purchase Elmo right now. I'm not saying that I'm not purchasing it because I feel like it's not at a good price. I'm glad that we are seeing it retrace. I would love to see things explode, but seeing Elmo retrace is creating more of a buying opportunity. But the problem is that I'm not physically buying anything right now. So that's where that comes from. It's not on like, oh, this is a horrible price to buy at. Obviously not the absolute best price to buy at, but it's still a really really good price compared to where I believe the price will be. As long as the team remains consistent, we see more markets that it's available on in more bullish settings, and we'll be good. I'm pretty hungry. Let's see. You know what I've noticed, right? Because I do intermittent fasting. So you know what I've noticed, and I know this isn't really crypto talk here. Um, but what I've noticed is that where you go on your periods without eating. For me, I do a 10-hour period to where I eat and a 14-hour period to where I don't eat. So I don't eat until 12 and then I'll stop eating at 10, right? But during that period to where you're leading up to lunch, there's a lot of times where I feel like I'm hungry now, right, in the morning. And then I get closer and closer to lunchtime and I'm not hungry. And what I notice is that when you do eat, it's like when your body kind of goes into starvation a little bit. You know how like if you haven't eaten for a long time, it's not healthy to eat very, very fast. Your stomach, you'll start throwing up. It's just not your body will reject it because your body has been trying to live off of the stored fat for a long time. So if you eat too fast, you're going to feel horrible. And I noticed that where I literally have to slow dance my way into eating food, where I'll eat like a couple of pieces of fruit and feel like my body is starting to get used to it. If I start eating a lot, I feel like I don't even want to eat. Like it's pretty bad, but it's good because you're not taking in as many calories. Your body is accessing the stored fat when you are working out. If I would take the time to do that, um, but there's a lot of benefits to it, and I've always noticed those benefits. But it also, you know, limits those calories that you're taking in, especially those breakfast calories that you me really don't need. Yes, yes, I fast. So like that's why every morning I'll probably say like, "Oh, I'm hungry," because I'm just waking up and my body's getting used to being hungry from the so many hours that it hasn't had food. You made a video on SHIB pumping, but it's been down the entire day today and yesterday. Where are you coming from in your predictions for SHIB will pump? So um, I yesterday I talked about a lot of things. I didn't talk about the fact that it was pumping. I talked about the fact that it would make a move, that it would break a level of a zero, and I said that we would see a retracement. As long as the market stays where it is, eventually Shiba Inu will play catch up. That's just how it goes. And I said the same thing with XRP. If the market stays the same, eventually XRP would play catch up. So the news and the pumps that we are going to see that are sporadic, that are going to happen. Shiba Inu was running in a down market, and it was up. You saw 400, 500, 600 million dollars that was going through Shiba Inu. So my predictions are based off of just kind of what we're seeing, but then I'm also factoring in like um what could be, where the market is, right? So if the market is still falling down, Shiba Inu will play catch up to it. If the market is pumping, Shiba Inu will remain the same. We won't see the overall market start to come, or see that position start to come back, because it'll, stay, increasing, stair stepping on the way up, because that's what the market is doing. Eventually it will do it. It will lose the amount of volume that we have seen, unless it's something that's a game changing moment, right? Because for Dogecoin, let's say Dogecoin started the last bull market. I understand that there were movements before it, but Dogecoin really started everything. The hype around it, the billions of dollars that were going through it. You look at over that period of time to today, $2 trillion has gone through Dogecoin itself, and that's compared to in the last 5 years, Ethereum, that has seen what, $25 trillion worth of volume. So you're comparing it to that, and you're looking at, let's say you take out 2 of those years, because it's been 3 years since like 2020, and we're looking at basically the same, right? It could be 20 trillion over here, and 2 trillion that did happen over here. So about 10% of the overall volume. And that's what we want to see in something like that, but we haven't seen that in Shiba Inu yet. Shiba Inu hasn't been that position that has controlled the market or controlled the outcome of the market and introduced billions of dollars into it. So again, I'm not saying that Shib will definitely see some pumps off and on, especially with the release of Shibarium as well as Bone. Um, but it really depends on what's happening with the market at that time. If they release and the market is absolutely tanking, Shib will run, but then it will tank again. Um, so yeah, I'm not saying that Shiba Inu will absolutely pump and skyrocket to 0.0000 like 2 or 3 or 4. I believe that if we see a steady market or a green market, then yes, SHIB can jump, not only dropping that 0, but also increasing to 1.5 or 2 or 2.5 or something like that, right? Up to those levels, as we see, more level markets, or, bullish markets. I do fast a lot too. Only once a day, usually 5 to 6 p.m. So yeah, and do you notice that as well? Like the whole uh wait, true, because the stomach shrinks. Best thing to do is drink fluids for food intake. Yeah, I can't do that. I'm not gonna just drink fluids for food intake. But what I will do is just wait it out and drink a lot of water. Which what's crazy is I didn't drink any water this morning yet. That's what I need to make sure I do a better job of, is drinking enough water, because I never do. Shib will pump and dump until Shibarium, and then dump to a higher low than before this Shibarium pump. I don't think that that's wrong. Buy the rumor, sell the news for Shib and Shibarium. In my opinion, I still don't see how Shibarium does anything real for Shib. I'm right there with you, Trev. I'm right there with you. With their past history and also what they've explained, it doesn't make sense to me how it will have a massive impact for Shib. But people remain hopeful. I remain hopeful that they can turn things around and care about Shib a little bit more. But we'll see. Um, Yeah, it's like five other projects. What are you talking about? Literally, she could. You're putting too much out here. Do you believe in HBO, who owned Sesame Street, eventually will sue Elmo as a crypto? No, no. Um, the reason being is because they're not a business. You can make cryptocurrency out of anything, and if I guess if they start selling merchandise, that's probably where you draw the line. If you start selling merchandise with the character on it, then it's a different story, right? That's merchandise that could be in a store that they're not making money from, even though it's something that could have some popularity. If it's on a cryptocurrency, no, you're not going to see that happen. Um, but again, if it's created as a business rather than a currency, it's a whole different story. Um, Yeah, once they do that where they're selling merchandise and stuff, that's probably where they draw the line. So we gotta make sure you tell them that that can't be the case. You can never just sell merchandise. People can create something like, say, if I wanted to be a creator, and no, I can't even do that. No, because if I put that character on there, you sell that merchandise, you can get sued. But if you don't, you're good. Um, Ship actually broke below the level from where it had started pumping, so the entire pump was dumped back again. Yeah, at one point, yeah, and then started to increase a little bit more again. But isn't that obvious? Obvious considering it doesn't have a dev team. Isn't what obvious that it will be controlled by the market? But this could have been a pre-planned dump also. If you tell people to invest now, they are going to lose their money. I've never told people to invest now. Yeah, I've never told people to buy. I never tell people to buy any cryptocurrency. Um, I'm not that type of person that will tell anyone to make that move. Again, what my decision is, or what my information is coming out of like all these videos, in my opinion, it should be 10% of your decision. 90% of your decision should be out of your research and out of what you ultimately just decide to do. Um, and it's all based on what you look at. If you look at me and other people that are watching the position and all that, and then you make your move based off of that, I think you need to do your own research into it, and maybe you'll see something that we don't see, and you can always bring up in the chat. You can always bring up in the comment section, and we will respond to it. And then it adds another layer to it, and maybe you had your own opinion, and maybe it confirms your opinion. So um, that's kind of what that's all about. But I don't know about like um knowing that Shib would do that based off of not having a dev team. Whether you have a dev team or not, you're still gonna see the overall market or a position play catch up to the market no matter what it is. Unless it's Bitcoin. Bitcoin won't play catch up to the market because it sort of is the market right now. Or else she literally could be the one dumping this entire bag. I don't think that that's the case. We're not gonna throw a bunch of conspiracy theories that are there. So no, I wouldn't say that that is the case. I know that this team is very sold on Bone, and that's why they're doing this. Is not because of Shib. They're sold on Bone, which Bone is also decreasing as well, right? Bone was at like a level of $1.70 something or $1.80 and has decreased down to about $1.60. So I believe it was up to that point. Let's look at the last 7 days. So yeah, it was up to about $1.80 and has decreased down to $1.60. So I believe Bone is their main um, holder, right? They love to push this to a whole nother level, or would love to push this to a whole nother level. So if they're selling anything, it would be this, not Shiba Inu. Um, but I don't look at it that way. I think they do want to create something that will have a long-standing success in the markets, but the issue is that I think they're trying to drive people out of Shib to go into Bone, but they're just creating more interest for Shib because they keep saying that they're going to help out SHIB and do something for SHIB and all this other stuff, and they end up not doing that, and they bring more investors to the Shiba Inu community and be a Shiba Inu holder, but they're trying to convert a lot of SHIB holders to Bone. Um, so it's, I don't know, it's a problem, a little bit of a problem. Drinking water opens up the stomach, which makes it easier to eat. Yeah, that's probably why it's maybe a little bit painful there. Not painful, but like why it's so difficult to like start eating at 12 o'clock. I have to literally go from like 12 to 12:30 and kind of nurse any type of food and then start eating. Hey Matt, what would be the fate of USTC considering the proposal 1160 660? Also, what could happen? What could happen to Lunic? So I don't know the numbers of what the proposals are. I haven't known the numbers for a while as to what they are. Um, so let's see. Is that already like asked? Whatever that is. Burn 100% of funds. I forgot what this is all about. Let's see. Aims to return on-chain funds trapped in the ozone protocol and direct them to the community pool. A large portion of the community is requesting these funds to be burned, and we believe this is the most appropriate course of action. We propose that if proposal 11658 passes, the funds arrive in the community pool. 100% of the funds should be sent directly to the burn address. We neglect to use the Commonwealth platform to discuss for the recommended 7 days due to the simplicity of the proposal and its critical timing. This proposal is required as a counter to 11658 before a flurry of spending proposals arrive. Burning these funds would be a significant step towards any repeg attempt. As it stands, the ozone funds have been trapped out of circulation, and have these funds back in the major market following spend proposals would actively make any repeg attempt more difficult than sending them directly to the burn.
Marius Vogel donated $5 through Super Chat. Hey Matthew, could you please have a look at a token called Elephant Money? It is on the Binance chain. Elephant, BNBLP $245 million market cap. Cheers slightly.
Okay. Well, thank you for the super chat. I appreciate that a lot. Give me a couple of seconds to go through this kind of discussion here, or breakdown here, and then we'll definitely go into that. I gotta see if I could find it. Elephant money? Is that what that is? All right, we'll definitely give an opinion on that. Just give me a couple of seconds to go through this real quick. Yes vote would send 100% of the funds made by the proposal. So your question, give me a second. Let me go back to it. Also, what could happen to Lunic? I feel like this is not a lot. I don't know exactly how much is there, but I feel like it's not going to be, it's not a crazy amount. Please fill me in if you guys know any other information on that, because I haven't, dabbled in that. But you're essentially just trying to take anything that's been trapped out of circulation for a while and burn off that overall amount, which can create a little bit of an impact, but depending how much it is, right? I don't know exactly how much it is, whether it's, millions, hundreds of millions, or billions. But I'm sure it's not going to create as much of an impact as everyone might think. Like, we've seen billions that have flown off. We've seen, 6 billion that have dropped off the face of the earth, right? and we haven't really seen, well, we saw a decent impact. It was like 30%. But essentially, this is just taking it out of circulation. The idea of how crypto or how Terra Luna Classic succeeds is by decreasing the supply, restoring what once was, right? The algorithm, USTC, just everything there. So I really don't know um, as to how this will truly affect it overall. I guess it depends on the holders, the investors. I really don't have a full opinion on it, but maybe I should give a full opinion if I have more information, which I don't at the moment. I have to be honest. So currently, let me look through. You said elephant money, right? Um, Let me go down here, and could you please look at the token elephant money? It's on the Binance chain. So currently, we're seeing elephant money. This position. Thank you for that super chat again. Um, it's currently around 0.000000 2446. You have 0% of the supply that's out there. I would imagine that's wrong. You probably have a decent amount of supply that is out there. Total would be million, billion, trillion, quadrillion. You have 1 quadrillion tokens in total, $84,000 worth of volume that is going through there. Now, I'm not seeing a crazy amount of markets that it's on, so the popularity is not there. I don't know how long it has been around. If we look at all history, it's been around since 2021. I would probably say that something like this is more of a lost cause. Seeing 2021, 2022, and not seeing as many markets, you need to see more markets to create volume, to create hype, to create movement. It is up 2,345% over this time period if you have been holding on for that long, but it does not look like something that is making moves and progressing in the right direction, right? Price wise, probably it looks like it's progressing in the right direction. But when it comes to market cap, or sorry, when it comes to markets that it's available on, why the not having the ability to getting to other places like Binance or thank you for subscribing, by the way, like Binance or KuCoin or crypto.com or somewhere, right? Where you can be accessed by more people. You're not seeing as much volume because you're not accessible, right? The only place you can actually purchase it is Pancake Swap, and open leverage, whatever that is. So the popularity is not there in this position. And I hate to say that because maybe people are invested into it and looking for it to absolutely take off, but it's been 2 years or so. Let's say it's been 2 years or so that this has been out here, and you do not have markets. If you do not have other markets that are available, you're not going to be able to create that popularity that everybody wants. So let's look at the addresses really quick. You are seeing 19,757 addresses that are holding it, and 50% that's in a contract address, while seeing 60% in another one, 7%, 5% that's in another one, and then some open wallets right below. That's actually below 1%, which is not bad at all. I never like to see this much that's held in contract addresses, but I guess to each project their own, right? Um, so that's something that does worry me, right? Is the amount of popularity and the amount that's probably in total circulation. So, yeah, that's what I'll go with. Right now, a fully diluted market cap at this price would be a $244 million market cap. So I would imagine you don't have much in circulation. Hopefully that breakdown helped you out. I don't know what you're trying to do with it if you hold the position. Um, Elephant is the third biggest holder on the BNB. Wait, holder of BNB on Binance Smart Chain. Yeah, and maybe it's all through their liquidity. I don't know. Maybe they have like 50% that's through liquidity through their LP. I don't know. All the supply is out. So it's sitting at a $244 million market cap with $84,000 worth of volume. That doesn't seem right. Um, why have they not added any exchanges? Um, Hi, Matt. In your opinion, first of all, um, Mr. P, thank you for being a member for 15 months. I wanted to say that. I appreciate you being here. And Theo, thank you also for being a member as well. Hi, Matt. In your opinion, how much influence has the crypto exchanges got on price action, inside trading, etc.? I think they have a major impact on price action. The reason why they have a major impact on price action is because you can literally go through and understand how much DEX volume or how much different exchanges have in um how much exchanges have in total volume and how many people are visiting these places. Right? I don't know why it's not showing me because it usually shows me up top exactly how much you're looking at when it comes to overall trading volume that goes through. But you're looking at hundreds of millions that are going through here at the max, and then seeing tens of millions that are going through in different DEXs. But then through spot trading, you're seeing multiple billions, right? 4.6 billion that's going through Binance, 450 million that's going through Coinbase, and hundreds of millions that are going through in other platforms, sometimes tens of millions, and sometimes 1.1 billion, 1.4 billion. You're seeing so much money that's going through. So it definitely has a major impact in price action. But I would imagine that everybody wants to transition to the DEX side, and you're creating different things to kind of transition over. It's just easier and less costly to trade over in exchanges and CEXs. So majority of that day trading and swing trading that a lot of us want to do is happening over on CEXs, which is a major impact to price action. So I would say, yeah, something big is coming for Lunix, something that I can't even mention publicly, and people wouldn't even know that I made it because I will never say. But since you are a good man, I will let you know in advance before those things are released on Lunix. Thank you, I appreciate that. Matt, top three tokens to benefit this bull run. So again, my top three tokens. I'm not going to tell you what to purchase, but my top three tokens that I'm very, very interested in seeing things run in this bull run is probably going to have to be, and it's very difficult because I have a lot of keeper plays, but I'm interested in CRO as that number one token for this bull run to see what it does, um, as well as seeing Terra Luna Classic. That's a big one. Um, and I would say Shiba Inu, but Shiba Inu is there. It's not the one that I'm most interested to see in the bull run. Now, that could be the play that absolutely leads the bull run, which would be fantastic. Um, but it's not necessarily my top one that I'm looking to benefit off of in the bull run. Even though I feel like you can gain a lot more, it's just there's so much what if and scenarios and like what happens with Shibarium, whether we give up or don't give up or anything like that. Yeah, the Harper. What's up? Want me to give you breakfast? Is mommy leave? Yeah, I'll give you breakfast. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes here. All right. Such a great dad. Thank you for saying that. I try. I try. I'm a girl dad, so I have to do all the girl stuff. I have to braid their hair. Yesterday I braided what's going on with that? Um so yesterday, yeah, I had to braid Harper's hair and everything, and I feel like I did a good job. Um in your opinion, oh, I read that. Something big is coming for Lunac, but since you're a good man, well, thank you for saying that. Not on more platforms because it is a closed system by design. The tokenomics demands 60 million in liquidity. Interesting. Yeah, that's very interesting. So I don't know what to make of that. I really don't. Give me your mail ID. No. In chair we trust. Yeah, chair usually holds down the fort. I need some lotto numbers. Oh yeah, I haven't played the lotto in a while. I was doing something where I was going to play the lotto every time it was played, and then I hate the fact that you can't play it like automatically. Like I would love to be able to just go there and be like, I want to play it for the rest of the month, and these are the numbers that I'm going to play. And I tried to do that. I did it one time, and they said, it worked. It worked perfectly fine. But then I tried to do it again, and they were like, that's not something we could do. And it was just an overall complicated process. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I just won't do. I'm not going to come back every week and play, you know, numbers for both days. And sometimes they were like, yeah, we can't even play it for the same week. So I was like, geez, like, come on, man. I'm just trying to game the system here and see if we can figure something out. But there's no easy way to do it unless you have one of those like lotto machines to where you can play it. Then you could play as many plays as you want. But for some reason, when you go into like a store, or like um, a Turkey Hill or Getty Mart or Wawa or whatever you have that's near you, it's not an easy process. I wanted to do it just to kind of see how the system would work. I wanted to do it for an entire year, but couldn't do it. So, anyways, I was going through my top three. I think Kronos, um, Terra Luna Classic, and Jasmine are ones that I really want to see thrive in this next bull market. Dad of the Year award for feeding his child. That's a pretty low bar. Geez, you always got such kind things to say, DJ Trev. Um, what's crazy is that I had a situation where I was a kid where I didn't have food and I wasn't eating for a day. So I would have loved to have had uh, a Dad of the Year that would have fed me, but we didn't have any Dad of the Year money when I was a kid. So I won. That's why I slept in. You did not win. I've been in a Wawa before. It wasn't bad. Not bad at all. Kronos is the one. Huge growth potential and clearly, and certainly heavily invested in this token. Just saying, some YouTubers will let their kid uh, tell their kid to shut up during a live stream. Yeah, that's not that's not me. I do it. I don't do it on the live stream. I do it off the. No, I'm just playing. Um, but it all depends if the kids are arguing together. When you have two children and they're going, um, no, Harper has this or Hayden has that, and I'm like, guys, neither of you are gonna get it. I'm about to take it away, and nobody's gonna have it. It's going right in the trash. And then that usually stops everything. Um, you just gave me the perfect idea as to what I'm buying next when I have enough. Jasmine. and Chronos for the win. And and I don't need too much of it. Yeah, I would agree. You don't really need that much. Um, it'll be difficult at first. I've dealt with losses myself, some of which I carry myself on my shoulders until now. I guess everyone eventually deals with it. Yeah, Elmo was making moves. It was making moves this weekend. I did see that. I definitely don't take having food for granted. Uh, been a few, been to a few food banks and churches with my mom back in the day. I was right there with you. Salvation Army, all different places to get school supplies and clothes and things like that. I didn't make it known in school, but it seemed like everybody was. There was a lot of people that were fronting on what they had, but always taking care of his kids. I got to. You have to. You got to be there for them. Hence, Dad of the Year award. Thank you. Uh, Matt, nephew, Trev, and Rich. Mom passed away. We just laid her to rest Saturday, and it's hard. And I'm taking it day to day. I'm sorry that you have to go through that because it's it's something that I I don't ever want to go through, but when you know it's a part of life, um, but it's something that hurts. The only loss that I've had was my uncle and my aunt in the same year, but it's hard to go through that. So um, one, thank you for sharing because when you share, it doesn't make it feel better, but knowing that people care is is a big deal. So sorry that I missed that comment before. I didn't see it. So, but I caught the follow up there. So yeah, sorry that you have to go through that. Uh, hmm, do you think My Lady Token has a future or not? I see the Milady NFTs are doing well, but I would probably say no. The way that I look at it, right, the Milady NFTs will probably do well because of what Elon Musk has said, or in the past. But the overall position depends on whether Elon Musk says something positive about it or not. You know. Um. So yeah, I would probably say the Milady position, it all depends on whether we're going to see Elon Musk say anything, and if he does, you see things pump. If he doesn't, then it's all based off of like whether people believe that he's going to say something about it sometime soon. Uh, Losing parents is one of the sharpest pains you can feel. I miss mine every day. Yeah, I I have yet to experience that, and I don't want to go through that. Even the thought of like uh you know for me what my children will have to go through when one of us passes away, and I'm just like that will hurt me. It hurts me just thinking about it, right? Um so yeah, I it's not a feeling that I've ever experienced, so I can't say I've been there ever. The only thing I've experienced again is my aunt, my uncle, and I was very close to them. They were like parents. My uncle was definitely like uh, um, a dad to me. Obviously, anytime we didn't have like food or a place to stay, he would be there and take us in. And my cousin too, was always there. to understand the situation that we're going through. When we needed food in the summertime, he would be there. Um, so yeah, I guess it's like a parent losing him. It's been years at this point. Um, but my cousin, who was the son of the uncle that passed and aunt that passed, lost his parents in the same year, both parents. It was hard on him because he was given everything, like his entire life, and was never really taught, I guess, how to work for things, and you know to not just to do anything that you want. And now he's struggling the way that I did as a kid, and that sort of goes to show a little bit. When you do have a comfortable living, you start to get very comfortable and give your kids everything, and you don't realize how much that impacts them. Like for me, and I know this may be going off a little bit off subject there. Um, uh, for me, I feel as though my dad taught me a lot, even though we didn't have food and all that stuff, and I learned how to survive off of barely any food and being hungry. Um, he taught me a lot with working with my hands, and always working, always looking to provide for a family and everything. And I want to make sure that the kids also see that, but without going through the struggle that I've gone through. But anyways, as I was going through that struggle, my uncle was always there to take us in, to help us out, to see if we have anything that would fit me, his clothing, or anybody. Obviously, my cousin, well, not obviously, but my cousin was 4 years younger than me. So a lot of things that I had, um, that I needed, I I didn't fit his clothes. So it was like I would wear bigger clothes, and it was just stuff I didn't have. So, anyways, he would take me in, and I miss him absolutely every day. I wish that my wife could have met him, because he's definitely a character. So yeah. After the stream, peeps, call your parents, if you're able to. Yeah, definitely do that after the stream, or when you get into a time where everybody seems to be awake. Give your parents, your brothers, your sisters a call, your family members a call, and just tell them that you love them, tell them that you're here for them, and everything like that. So um yeah, my uncle Kevin was like that dude. Was a second dad for me. He passed a few years ago at this point. Time flies, man. Yeah, time does fly. I can't remember how many years it's been at this point, because I know my cousin was he wasn't even out of high school. He was like 16 or something, and he lost both of his parents. Like that hurts. Not only the nephews, like, because me and my brothers were absolutely torn apart, because of that. It hurts him because he's not able to get those years of understanding, the work ethic, and trying to get a job and all this other stuff. And I think now he's sort of struggling, and I think he's getting back, like, on his feet and learning a little bit of things, but he was struggling for a while. And yeah, it's something that, um I would have loved to have been there for, to help him, and you know help him learn all that stuff, but he didn't want any help. He thought that maybe I would look at him, as someone that spent so much time with him. He thought that maybe I would look at him as like a failure or something. And I don't look at him as a failure. I look at him as somebody that did not have, that father figure there to tell you, or to show you how to work, to show you, um, you know, getting up on time, and just doing all of the stuff that you need to do, um, as an adult, because he got into those years of being able to work, and he lost his dad, then he lost his mom, and it's like, I was I'm older than him, so I'm out of high school at that point, going to college, and he's trying to make that transition, actually going to be thinking about going to college, playing basketball or whatever. And then you lose your parents, and now all of that's off the table. He didn't even think about college. He didn't think about doing anything else. It was just like, well, why should I even do anything? And that's not the type of mindset that you want to have. But I mean, you can't predict how you're going to take this stuff, you know? Thank you, Matt, and everybody, for all your comments and support. Yeah, no problem. I mean, we have a community here that's here to talk about all this stuff. I know it's hard. Her brother passed not even a month before her, and it broke her heart. She became very sad. You know what? That's exactly what happened to my aunt, because they passed. What's really crazy is um, he passed on her birthday, and she passed on his birthday. So like that's how it's something that gives me chills, and makes me understand that they were truly in love. And what's crazy is that on the day, like, we had to put him to rest, and all the way up until his birthday, she was very, very sad. She was like absolutely heartbroken, and um it was just like the last days, it just seems like she was ready to be with him. And I was just, it, it was so sad all around. But then as you stare at the dates on their tombstone, their joint tombstone, and you see that you know um he was born on this day, she died on this day, on the same day, but just years later. And then she was born on this day, and he died on this day years later. um it just shows that they were truly, truly in love, absolutely in love. They were meant to be together. And I'm not BSing about this. Like, I'm not lying about that. She died on his birthday, and he died on her birthday. So it's something that gives me chills every single time. And I'm like, every time I look at it, I go there, and I'm just like, this is, yeah. Anyways, um, hi Matt, nice to see you in the mornings. What's your opinion about Shiba for the next week? Uh, do you do you more retracement? Do I think there will be more retracement? So honestly, we're sort of back to where we were, close to where we were. Um, but seeing that break zero, or drop zero, was really all we needed to see, um, because it shows how easy it can get past it, and it did get past it. The issue is that it played catch up to the market. So the only way we'll see even more retracement, I think we will have a continuation of kind of buy the rumor type of thing. DJ Trev is right about that. But then we will see um, maybe some retracements there, as long as the market is continuing to go that route. If the market starts to turn around and we see some positivity, then maybe Shiba Inu surpasses other levels, other areas. So, um, yeah. Um, have y'all seen this tweet from Musk? He's gonna run out of money if he follows through with this. What is the tweet? What is he saying? I might have seen it. If you were fairly if you were unfairly treated by your employer due to posting or liking something on this platform, we will fund your legal bill. No limit. Please let us know. Well, yeah, I I tweeted on Twitter and I didn't get as many likes. So since I didn't get as many likes, I think I deserve money. I have a hell of a story for you. Go on. He didn't go on and say anything. Oh man, my stomach is growling. Growling, growling. Uh my uncle passed June 2022 and mom passed July 19th. Yeah, I mean, like that's what they say. Like I know it's kind of cheesy to say like, oh, this person died from a broken heart, but honestly, that could be something where you're like you're ready to go and your body just shuts down, your mind shuts down. You don't want it to continue, and then eventually you honestly die from a broken heart. I've seen tweets brought up in congressional hearings against politicians. There's no telling how far Peeps could run with that tweet. Well, it depends, but he's not. That's the crazy thing is it's not um, a, con, a contractual agreement, right? If he doesn't think of it as something that's a fair fight or um, something that makes sense for Twitter to back, then or for Elon to back, then they're they're not going to do it. So even though you think like all those other like all these tweets and all these battles and everything that you have can um will also be included in that battle and being funded, it's not going to happen. I'll be incredibly surprised if he follows through. It's probably going to be only the bigger cases that you can take. Like anything that's like a smaller one, it probably won't even see the light of day anyways. So he's gonna be like, no. And any of the bigger ones that get a decent amount of traction, um, just whatever's the first one that he can do to create publicity. I think that's something that he wants to do with Twitter. I've seen, I heard of several folks that have passed away uh, super soon after the person they've been with for 100 years passes. A broken heart is a real thing for sure. Yeah, and I think that was the reason why um, my aunt died on my uncle's birthday was because you're missing him so much on that day where you would typically do everything together, and that's why that I don't even remember what the cause of death was. I know that my uncle was a stroke, um, but I don't know what my aunt's actually was. I know she was hospitalized for days beforehand, and then on the day of, that's when she passed. I remember the day um, where they told me she didn't have much time, and I went in there and said my goodbyes and all that stuff, and um, she just wasn't responsive, and it was the same way after his his funeral, so it was like she just shut down, didn't want to continue like with anything. I know how painful that must have been. I don't know from personal experience, but um yeah, I know it'll be hard. But that's what life is all about, man. You create experiences you love, you laugh, you live, and then you die. And then, people miss you, life goes on, and the same thing happens for your family and their family and their family. Or Yeah, it's just hard. Anyways, let's oh, my chest just cracked. That's that's weird. Ooh. Here's a thought: we're all dying from the moment we born. Yeah, I mean that's true. Um, well, the global market cap drop a lot more in 2023. Um, will the global market cap drop a lot more in 2023? So I would say no. I don't think that we will see it drop a lot more in 2023. I think 2023 will honestly be the start. I don't know exactly when, whether it will be fourth quarter, because right now we're in the third quarter. So whether it will be fourth quarter, or the end of the third quarter, we'll see things that start to kind of pick up a little bit in a lot of positions. Whether that be Shiba Inu, whether that be Terra Luna Classic or Ethereum or BNB or CRO or XRP or something that starts to really take off and start to really show us more of that bullish momentum there. So honestly, uh, I don't know. My opinion is that I don't think we will see a drop more. Um, but then again, like somebody said in my comment section of one of my videos, um, nobody truly knows where we're going. Nobody truly knows where um, what it will do exactly, because you can say that the Litecoin halving will create an impact, the decision for XRP will create an impact, Shibarium will create an impact, or whatever will create some sort of impact to the market. But honestly, until we see institutional volume that goes into it, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's like every birthday we are 1 year closer to our end. I mean, some people it ends a lot sooner, so I guess we celebrate the fact that we got through another year of life, right? Um, that's the way that I look at it, rather than hey, we're that much closer to just dying, because anybody can lose their life at any moment. I've went to high school with some people that are not here anymore. And it's crazy to say that I used to play basketball with these people, or I used to, um, you know, I don't know, play football or whatever, go have algebra or pre-algebra or calculus or whatever, right? And yeah, it's crazy to say that I had classes with these people and they're not here anymore, whether they're dying from natural causes or, you know, not so natural causes. Yeah, we haven't checked Lunic. Let's give it a second. I'm gonna go into 2025 target for the bull market. That's when central banks will begin uh, being allowed to hold crypto on their balance sheets. That seems a little extensive, though. 2025 seems very, very extensive. That's a whole nother year. That means we would see a full year of. Are you talking about major bull market, or like just even the start of the bull market? That's when we will see it, because that seems a little crazy. Because right now we're in 2023. That means we're going a whole nother year. This would be 3 years that we would go um, for a bear market, which doesn't make sense. That does not line up at all. Um, so while we can see a certain period in time where central banks can have an impact, I guess, what about institutional volume? Do you think that they're going to go 3 years without investing into anything? You think that we're going to see the bears control the market for 3 years? Like that seems to be ridiculous to me. I mean, that's just to me. Um, but for Terra Luna Classic, let's see what's happening with the overall position currently at 4078. Um, at a $450 million market cap with 15.3 million dollars worth of volume. Not really anything crazy in the news that's happening with Terra Luna Classic. Um, let's look at I really don't have much to look at here. Let's look at how the last 7 days has treated us. So from we've just been kind of decreasing. We've been down 3.6% in the last 7 days. But we are sort of up over this low period, right? 77.26 up to 78.23. So very short distance, but we are up a decent amount. We got close to a level where we're going to break a or drop a zero again, but then it just decreased. That was in July. So we're hopeful that we can see it kind of bounce off of some of these levels and, start to make that turn in the right direction. But since we really don't have a true path, we have a thought of a path in the repeg, but since we don't have a true path, people don't know exactly where we're going. I still believe that with the amount of holders, the amount of traction, the amount of stakers into the position, it's going to be something that is strong in the bull market whenever the bull market does happen. Bro, I feel you. A girlfriend I had in high school passed in a car crash some years back, tripped me out. Yeah, it's crazy. Life is short. Can miners drop the value of Litecoin? Can miners drop the value of Litecoin? I mean, if they're mining and selling, probably, yeah, I would imagine so. Um, but right now, what we're seeing is I would say, instead of just seeing a lot of selling that's going on or consolidation here, you're seeing a lot of shorters in the markets. This is what's different than what you had in the previous bull run. You didn't have a massive amount of exchanges that were allowing shorting onto it. Now you have different places to where you're allowed to short, basically bet against whether you're going to see this rise or fall. You're going the opposite way. So not only are you seeing selling in the position from, you're also seeing some shorts in the position that could be creating a larger impact and making people want to sell. Hey, Matt, love your compassion. Good to hear your heart. Uh, Need to run, doing night shift at the moment. God, fullest blessings. Well, thank you for being here. I appreciate it, and I believe you sent the super chat. Thank you for the super chat. I'm pretty sure you did. Do I have a breakdown of that? It's somewhere here. Maybe you did. Yes. Thank you for sending that super chat. I greatly appreciate it, and asking the question that you had. All right, so we're about an hour and a half in. I think what we're gonna do is at 9 o'clock, we're gonna end the stream on YouTube. If you guys want to come over and watch the stream on Kick, feel free to follow me on Kick. I will put the link in the chat right now. Just give me a second. We got 3 people that are over there on Kick, but let me just get my channel. Let me just get, and then we'll put this over here in the chat. Here it is. I'll pin it in the message. So in about 2 minutes, we're going to go over to Kick only. So if you guys want to be a part of it over on Kick, feel free to follow me on Kick and come over there, and we'll definitely talk about some cryptocurrency and what the market is doing. Kind of give more of an update, as well as if you guys want to check out my Patreon. Link is in the description. But yeah, 1 minute and we'll go over there. So if you guys have any questions that you want me to answer, feel free to put it now. Or you can come over to the Kick chat and be over there. Join me over there. Mr. P says I'll be joining Kick stream. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. Is anyone worried that some big fish are going to buy up enough Ethereum to just completely control it? I think that's going to happen with a lot of positions. I think you're going to have, because the more money you have, the more control you have. And not necessarily like control what they can do, because you're not going to be able to control what Vitalik does, right? But what you are going to be able to do is control the way the price moves, and what type of impact it would have for a short period of time, right? Because if you decide to sell it, and you sell it, you get out of the position, and whatever impact you did is over, right? You can go ahead and buy at that point or buy at a lower point maybe again, but yeah, it'll pretty much be over. So guys, thank you for joining here on YouTube. I appreciate it. We got about 100 likes, almost 100 likes. 99 likes is what it says. We have 1,200 views is what it says. So I appreciate you guys for being here. Also a decent amount in chat revenue, and we had members and subscribers and moderators and all of that. So thank you guys for being here. Again, if you guys want to join me over on Kick, we're going to continue this over on that platform. So, click that link that's in the chat and join me over there. And we'll keep doing this, maybe every day, doing like 30 minutes or so, maybe even longer than that, because we do have the stock market that's opening up in 30 minutes. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching on YouTube. I'm going to get out of here, and I will catch you guys in the next one.